It was just a matter of waiting until Buzz died. Over the next week, I tried to make his remaining days somewhat enjoyable. I gave him some rotting food and even a ladybug in case he wanted something to have sex with. This is Nathan for you. Terry Fox has been running this petting zoo in Oak Glen, California for years. Can I touch the fat pig?
Yes, you may. Absolutely.
But with several other petting zoos located closer to the major city of Los Angeles, Terry needs to give people a good reason to visit hers. And that's where I come in. People don't go to SeaWorld to see a whale. They go to see Shamu.
Right.
Who's your Shamu?
Our Shamu is our petting farm, our pigs, our goats.
Shamu is one animal.
Right. So if I had one animal to pick, it would be the pigs.
The pigs is multiple animals.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So you don't have a Shamu?
We just don't have one Shamu, no, we don't.
My mission was to make Oak Glen Petting Zoo a destination. What they needed was a star animal. The plan? To create a hero pig by staging a viral video in which he rescues a baby goat from drowning.
Oh, okay.
So I think if you had a video like that, people would come from places as foreign as Japan, and even more foreign like China, just to see your hero pig.
That would be great.
The first step was picking our animals. Vince would be our hero pig, and Gangster the goat would be our victim. The zoo had a large trout pond, so this would be the setting for our rescue. But when I brought Vince near the water, I realized he was an incredible coward. Okay. So we hired some animal handlers to bring in a professional movie pig that looked identical to Vince. The question now was, how do we get a pig to rescue a goat on camera? Answer, you can't. So I decided to have two scuba divers secretly submerged beneath the animals, guiding the pig towards the goat to make it look like a real rescue. During the first couple attempts, the pig kept slipping out of the divers' hands. So we decided to build an underwater track out of PVC to guide the pig, like a bowling ball going down a bumper lane. This worked a lot better, and I was hopeful it would fool the internet audience into believing this video was real. But as the amount of people involved began to grow, including animal trainers, stuntmen, and Humane Society reps, I started to get worried. After all, word couldn't get out that this was fake, or it would be a disastrous scandal for Oak Glen. So I asked everyone on set to sign non-disclosure agreements stating that they swore not to tell anyone the rescue was fake, or else they would face the death penalty. Even though my lawyer said the death penalty clause was not enforceable, I still wanted to leave it in there so people knew how serious I was. And after several failed attempts, we finally got the rescue on tape. We had our video, and it was great. But now, we needed a convincing backstory. If this goes viral, the press will want to know who filmed this video. I needed to be sure that Terry was with the program. So when the media comes a-knocking, here's what you say verbatim.
Okay.
I sometimes take the animals out to the pond. That day, I left to go get my lipstick from the office. That's when the goat must have slipped in. I never saw the rescue. However, a good Samaritan showed me the video. I never got his name or his gender. Now repeat.
Give me a minute.
I sometimes
take the animals out to the pond.
Here, I did write it down for you.
Thank you.
With Terry's script to memorize, the hero pig story was becoming more concrete.
When the goat slipped in, okay.
But then I realized I had one more mouth to shut. While we were filming the rescue, one of the scuba divers, Alex, was telling me some pretty personal stuff about actors he's worked with in the past.
Jennifer Aniston, Ben Stiller. Ben was pretty bold. He had to do some kind of nude water stuff over in Hawaii. For Along Came Polly, I did that movie with him.
Alex was clearly a liability, and I couldn't have him spilling details about our video on his next job. So I asked him to meet me at the Pico subway station to have a little reminder chat. Thanks for meeting me here. How's it going?
No worries. Good.
Good. Oh, you're a bit tense.
So,
here,
yeah,
come
well,
stand right here.
Yeah, what?
So how you been?
Good.
I just wanted to ask you, remember that Pig Rescues Goat video we made?
Yeah.
You haven't been talking to anyone about that or anything, have you?
You look like you're trying to threaten me.
What?
You look like you're...
No. Your just shoulders were sore. That's why I was doing it.
Come on.
Just because I'd be very, very upset if you told someone about it.
You?
All right. Okay. Yes, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Yes, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, but please don't tell anyone, okay? Okay, thank you.
No worries.
Okay. My paranoia was getting the best of me. The video hadn't even been uploaded, and I was already getting worried about people revealing the secret. Plus, watching the video again, I started to doubt that this would fool anyone.
Goat in the water.
All I could do at this point was upload the video and let the public decide.
Goat in the water.
When I woke up the next morning, I was astounded to see the video had been posted on Gawker, eBaum's World, and a bodybuilding message board. It had over 3,000 views, and that was way more than I ever expected. Then I saw it was climbing the charts on Reddit. Then I checked the view count an hour later. Holy
By the way, this may sound like a sea rescue, but a baby goat, gets stuck in water.
This is some pig. You have to see it. A goat at a petting zoo got stuck in a lake. This really happened. That was cool.
Have no fear, there's a pig there. I mean, you couldn't do this at Warner Brothers as a cartoon and make it seem more realistic.
We were duty-bound to pass this on. It's the leading web video today. While we have no way of knowing if it's real, this was apparently shot at a petting zoo. That's a baby goat who got out into too deep water, begins crying for help. Enter this pig.
看完下面这个片子，您肯定会对小猪翘起大拇指了。
It seemed like the whole world was talking about my video. For a moment I felt bad because it wasn't real, but then I realized that that didn't matter.
Interspecies, he went and helped. Learn from it, humans.
In these cynical times, people are desperate for something to believe in, and I gave people a reminder that it's okay just to believe.
Symbol of
How
love.
did the pig free the goat?
Oh, Elizabeth.
guided him. Just
Punched him. It's every day with Elizabeth. It's like, how did this happen?
I always knew this video was something special, and that's why, in the end, I decided not to put the name of the petting zoo on it. I didn't want it to come across like an ad, you know, for the petting zoo. I thought it would be a bit transparent, so.
But if people would have known that it was Oak Tree Village,
But, I mean, you can't be so selfish.
selfish.
Well, I mean, if people love the video, it's like, can't just be all about the business.
But that's what it was supposed to be about when you first came up. It was supposed to be about the business.
Terry just didn't seem to understand, but I don't leave those that I help empty-handed. That's why I made her this sign. Next, I had an idea for a tearless way to tell a child that their pet has died. To be an upsell service for an animal hospital, the concept was to make a video of the pet while it's still alive, telling the child it's in animal heaven now. I hired the only voice actor that responded to my Craigslist ad to be the dog, but when we showed it to the owner's child...
Oh, it's me, Maddie. I'm in heaven now. So sorry I died. I miss you so much. I'm happy here, so I'm not coming home. I miss so
Why does he talk like that?
However,
No, she doesn't.
you all the time.
Oh,
Goodbye.
it's okay.
He hated his dog's voice. Another flubbed idea. Aww. When something this cuddly is your product, you'd think it would sell itself. But Jennifer Berardini of Pet Mania in Burbank, California knows that it takes more than just a cute little face to bring in customers.
We advertise online, a little bit of print mail, sign advertising, flyers in the Burbank Times. They run our ad continuously.
But effective advertising isn't about quantity, it's about location. So I came to Jennifer with a targeted way to reach potential customers. When someone has a pet and the pet dies, they want to get a new one.
Absolutely. Joey.
So I would think the best place for you to advertise would be at a pet cemetery.
Oh, could be.
The problem is most pet cemeteries don't allow advertisements,
Right.
but there's no law about what you're allowed to put on a gravestone.
Pardon?
By putting an ad for Pet Mania on a dead pet's tombstone, Jennifer would have a permanent billboard in a pet cemetery that would be seen by all the people that just lost their pets. The plan? Market to mourners by advertising on a gravestone.
I'm not sure. Some people are going to take it one way, and some people are going to take it another way, and they're going to be offended.
Obviously, I would do this very tastefully, while at the same time meet the advertising goals of the pet store.
Okay.
In order to get a tombstone in a pet cemetery, I'd have to bury a real pet. So the other night, I caught a fly in my kitchen and named it Buzz. Even though Buzz would be easy to just swat dead, something about that felt wrong. So I was going to do my best to care for him and let him die of natural causes. In the meantime, I began to make arrangements for his funeral, so I contacted one of the area's biggest pet cemeteries to book a date and a grave plot.
If this is your pet, it's unconditional love, we'll treat you the same with the burial.
So just to be clear, I can put whatever I want on my gravestone.
Just completely up to you. Granted, I've never seen a fly come in here before, but I'm open to it. There's not a problem with it.
With the arrangements made, I went to an engraver to lay out the text for Buzz's headstone that would double as the pet store ad. Now it was just a matter of waiting until Buzz died. Over the next week, I tried to make his remaining days somewhat enjoyable. I gave him some rotting food and even a ladybug in case he wanted something to have sex with. He quickly became a favorite around the office, too.
Hello, Buzz.
Sometimes he would even stay on my finger without flying away. I wonder why he did that. Then one day when I came into work, Buzz wasn't moving. I assumed he was dead, but I took him to a vet just to be sure.
So this fly is passed away.
With Buzz officially declared dead, I was finally able to move forward with my plan. So we headed down to the pet cemetery for Buzz's final send-off. To avoid any pushback when I unveiled the gravestone, I wanted the service to look as legitimate as possible. And since I'm Jewish, I hired a rabbi to conduct the service and had a few words with him before.
Tell me a little bit about who we are honoring.
Buzz.
Buzz.
Who is my pet fly.
Okay. Sorry.
You laughed.
Yeah.
Don't you think that's a little insensitive?
What is important is the connection that you have.
After consulting with the rabbi, I greeted my only guest, Solomon, who works in our production office and seemed to take a liking to Buzz. Have you ever been to a Jewish funeral before?
No.
Oh. What do you know about Judaism?
Well, I know that they always they put on this little hat.
And what else?
That's all I know.
Well, you're going to learn a lot more about Judaism today.
Yeah.
Even though I was doing all this to help a pet store, I found myself actually feeling a sense of loss for my little friend. And as the rabbi approached the casket, I really did feel at peace.
This morning, we're here to memorialize a loved one. Buzz, your fly. Baruch atah Adonai borei et hakol. Blessed are you, Adonai, creator of us all. Would there be anyone that would like to share a little bit about Buzz?
Do you want to go up and say something?
Go in front right there?
Yeah.
Well, I met Buzz.
No, like this way. You turn, face me.
Or like right here?
Yeah, you stand wherever you want.
Okay. I met Buzz, and he was a friendly pet. In a way, it's kind of it's funny because Buzz was a fly, but wherever Buzz went, it's not flying anymore because it's right there in the dirt.
Thank you. Thank you. Nathan, would you like to say a few words?
Goodbye and... Following the service, one of the pet cemetery employees helped bury Buzz, and it was time to bring in his gravestone. Sandblasted into a 6-foot slab of solid granite, Buzz's gravestone weighed nearly 3 tons and cost us $7,000 to make, a small price to pay for a billboard that will last over 600 years. Once it was finally in place, we unveiled the design for Mike. Along with Pet Mania's name and address, I also added an extra incentive to get mourners into the store. But Mike wasn't impressed.
We need to talk about this.
Is it cool or?
You notice there's nothing like that around here.
Yeah. Mike was concerned it was too big.
I can't put it there because these are burial spots. So there's a lot of money involved. I mean, money is not the issue on a lot of things, but.
What would it cost to keep it? 500?
Oh, no, more than that.
2,000?
Minimum.
After a brief negotiation, we agreed that for $2,000 it could stay forever. And within minutes, mourners were already taking notice and likely thinking about replacing their dead pets at Pet Mania. The next day, I brought Jennifer to the pet cemetery to show her what I had done for her business. I think you'll find this is exactly what we agreed upon.
Okay.
Okay, when I count to 3, I want you to take off the blindfold, okay?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my God.
Huh?
I wasn't expecting that huge. I was just expecting like a natural rock.
Right.
Well, it's certainly gonna bring people in to the store.
Jennifer loved the ad, and all there was left to do was celebrate. Champagne!
Oh!
Okay. Well, I was so happy to give Pet Mania the attention it deserved. And even though some might just see it as an ad on a gravestone, to me it was also the perfect tribute to a friend. There's nothing more fun than sitting on an animal that's bigger than you and riding it around, which is why Joy Lazarus of Park Place Stable in Malibu, California, has made a business out of charging people to do just that. Unless, of course, you're overweight.
We don't want to injure our horses, and that's what it really comes down to. So, we're not going to allow a 400-pound person to ride.
But unlike Joy, I believe that everyone should be able to mount a horse. So I paid her a visit with a way to help. It's nice to think about your horses and all, but humans have feelings too.
I don't want to reject anybody, but there's nothing I can do.
Right now, the heaviest load a horse can carry is 220 pounds, and if Joy allowed riders above that weight to mount a horse, there's a big risk the animal will buckle and suffer severe or even fatal injuries. But if plus-size customers could have their weight offset by being tied to helium-filled weather balloons, Joy would be able to expand her customer base to a totally unserved market. The plan? Use balloons to help the overweight ride horses.
So, you want to put balloons on a person?
Correct.
Okay.
Sometimes it's not about, only making money. It's about doing what's right. Imagine if you were the only place that could provide horsey rides for the morbidly obese.
But I don't
want you to end up on the wrong side of history with this one.
Okay.
Joy was in, so the next morning I ordered some weather balloons online and amassed a stockpile of helium to conduct a preliminary weight test. I discovered that each helium-filled balloon I attached to me would reduce my weight by 20 pounds, so it was a simple matter of adding more until each customer was below the weight limit. But I still had to factor in the harsh conditions of the trail. You see, when Joy took me along the route earlier, I noticed there were two things that could compromise the balloons: the sharp branches that hung over the trails and the razor-beak birds that were in the sky. If either one of them came in contact with our balloons, the result would be disastrous. With a horse's life at stake, I wasn't going to take any chances. So I came up with the idea of having two pizza paddle-like branch blockers that would protect the balloons from any punctures. Nice. This would work well for the trees, but unlike branches, birds are a moving target that would require a more precise approach. But that's when it occurred to me that I might be able to adapt a tool that farmers had been using on the ground for years to the sky: a flying scarecrow. It was the non-violent solution I was looking for. So with everything I needed, I could now head back to Park Place Stable to put my idea to the test. I had found an overweight man named Heath who was willing to try out my concept. And after doing an official weigh-in, 275, I calculated it would take exactly 3 balloons to bring him under the weight limit. But as he started getting strapped in, I noticed that 2 other customers who had been booked for the same ride were looking at Heath and snickering. I had already explained to them that we were accommodating an overweight customer, so this behavior was completely inappropriate. So before we headed out, I decided to give them a talk. Can I ask what's funny about what we're doing here?
There's 3 massive balloons attached to a man right there.
I mean, this is the only way he can ride a horse. Would you laugh at a wheelchair? I mean, that's a medical device he's wearing.
Okay. You're 100% right.
Right. Just because he's a larger man and hooked up to giant helium balloons, it doesn't mean...
It's not funny at all.
Right. Because if I see either of you so much as smirk from this point forward, your ride is over. Got it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
With the normal riders promising to be respectful, and Heath now weighing in below the 220-pound limit. How's it feel?
Good.
You feel lighter?
Yeah, I feel light. I feel good.
It was finally time for everyone to saddle up so the ride could begin.
Great.
And I watched as for the first time in history, a plus-sized man was able to ride a horse. With my branch blockers trailing close behind and the flying scarecrow overhead, I felt that we were ready for anything Mother Nature could throw at us. And it wasn't long until my balloon protection system was put to the test as my branch blocking team raced into position to guide Heath through a narrow clearing. And all we could do now was pray. The system worked flawlessly, and for the rest of the trail, tree after tree, my team was able to keep the delicate balloons intact, making the ride a success. And as the evening fog rolled in over the Malibu hills, I couldn't help but feel like it might just be the white breath of God opening his mouth to say, "Nice work."